Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. I want to thank you for joining me tonight. My plans kind of got shot. I was going to do some, some glamour shots at the park, but apparently there was a huge, some softball games going on tonight, and obviously I like to film out there by the softball fields, or the baseball fields, because there's usually nobody out there, but it was packed tonight. Absolutely packed, so I had to resort to coming home and filming here in the driveway the glamour shots. I got a couple of driving shots in at least, so it wasn't a total waste. But this vlog's not going to be that long anyway, because I just have a quick update for you guys, and it's going to be getting real dark here soon. So I really don't have enough time to film, so I'm going to try to make it as quick as possible. Oh, and second off, the reason why I wanted to film at night is because I wanted to get some night shots. The Aztek was washed today, and I thought, maybe with the sun going down and the lights cut on and all this, I thought it would look really cool, and it would. But I had to come back here, and I lost a little more daylight than I was expecting. Let me just move on to the point of the vlog. So today is October 1st, and it marks day number 7 for the tech being on the road. Now, I'm not really going to do, these updates weekly or anything like that, but I just thought it was cool because we actually drove the tech for an entire week, and on top of that, I've been driving it more than the Fusion all week. I've only really had to use the Fusion twice this week, because we actually were taking trips out of town, and I definitely am not risking the tech yet to be taken out of town, if I'll ever even trust the tech to be taken out of town. So and when I say out of town, I mean like hour drives, which is what we were basically doing a couple days ago. So I've been driving this thing more than the Fusion. I don't plan on driving the tech more than my actual car. Honestly, I'm just still really excited that I'm able to drive it, so I think once it's out of my system, then I'm going to start, I'll just obviously alternate Fusion and Aztek when needed. So, I just wanted to say that I've been driving it all week. Tomorrow is actually the official week anniversary of it being on the road, and of course I'm going to be taking it with me to work tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. But in this week's time, there really hasn't been any other issues that have popped up. I've noticed a couple of other things that could potentially be an issue in the future, but nothing has seemed to have broken yet. And hopefully yet isn't going to be soon. But I have noticed a couple of things. I already made a video just from what I've learned about this thing from the very first day that I've been driving it. Of course, the one thing that I've noticed was that there's no fourth gear, so I can't go at speeds above 40 miles an hour. In fact, I actually put the transmission selector in third, because if I end up going over, I obviously don't want something in the transmission to break because it's trying to grab onto a fourth gear that's not there. So I keep it in third just as a precaution, and I've got it up to like 45. I pushed 50 on one road, and the RPMs aren't up that high. They're above 2 grand roughly, so it's still in a safe zone, but I don't like it. So I try to stay away from faster speeds at this time until we either get that fixed or whatnot. Of course, the brake light's still on, so I still need to either replace the hub, which I'm assuming the hub is the issue back here, this left rear wheel, or we're gonna have to maybe look into something else. But I've actually learned to ignore the chime. Once the music's on, it really isn't that bad, because I love having my music on, and I usually have it loud, especially with the Pioneer sound system, which I missed so much. So I love how it sounds, and I have the music up loud, and the windows are down obviously because it's hot. Today it was 92 degrees, It's October 1st, it was 92. It's ridiculous. And I'm out here driving a car with no air conditioning when I have a car that is fully air conditioned in front of this one. But it's nice having the windows down and the sunroof open, and it's actually still pretty sticky tonight. So yeah, it was hot, and but anyway, the brake thing, you know, we're, again, gonna try to get that fixed soon. Gonna, you know, because I don't want this wheel falling off or anything like that. But yeah, so that was the other thing. I just kind of accepted the chime at the, you know, moment and whatnot. I know it's really getting dark, so I'm trying to do this as quick as I can. So a couple of other things that I've kind of noticed as I'm driving the tech throughout the rest of this week. I've noticed that the longer it's running, it seems like she starts to get tired. She starts to kind of not run as smooth as she has been. So there was even one instance where I parked it, went in to do an errand, and then I came back out, started it up, and it didn't start right away. It cranked over, and it sounded like it tried to fire, and it didn't. So then I started, you know, cranked it again, started up just fine. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I'm probably going to need a fuel pump. That's just my first assumption. This fuel pump is probably the original one, and it's obviously got over 170,000 miles on it. Plus, for the majority of the last 2, maybe almost 3 years at this point now, it's barely had any gas in it. And I run it, you know, I've been running it while it was stuck here in the driveway with very little gas in it, so the pump is probably burning out. So I can't guarantee that that's what that is or not. It may not be that, but we replaced coils, we replaced plugs, we replaced the spark plugs, coils, wires, and plugs. So all of those are new, unless, you know, we still have an issue with the car running out of gas the one time. Maybe there's dirt in the injectors, I don't know. But she, you know, she does run pretty smooth when it's cold and whatnot, but I just noticed that when it starts to get, you know, it's been on for a while, it's getting tired, it seems. So it hasn't stalled out or anything, not yet anyway, but that's where we sit with that. Also noticed occasionally when I take off in first gear and I start driving it, it has a slight shake in first gear, and then usually after second. But if I try to give it some small, you know, acceleration, the shake kind of comes back. So I don't know if that's the transmission potentially slipping in other areas. You know, sometimes I notice after I'm done driving it, it smells, you can kind of smell warm transmission fluid, like burning transmission fluid. It's got that distinct smell. And the transmission fluid in here is actually still at good levels, so it's not low on fluid. But I also noticed on the dipstick that there's some black swirls in my clean fluid. So this transmission may actually end up being junk after all. It's shifting fine, actually. There's no weird shifts or anything. But I don't know exactly how long this transmission is potentially going to last. I know, you know, I'm going to end up replacing fourth gear in it. I'm honestly starting to wonder if I should just replace the whole transmission, get it over with just to be safe. The engine still sounds good. We did the oil change. The oil still looks good. I'm not seeing any bad anything bad in the oil yet, but it's still too early to tell, obviously. But again, no knocking, no ticking. It still sounds like a pretty strong engine. I don't know. I think that's it. I think that's it. There's a couple of little things now that it's running that we're going to have to do, and we'll obviously video it at some point in the future. Obviously now we're in October, and after this week it's going to start getting colder, so I'm going to have to use the heater. And I should have good heat because the heat was working fine once we got the new radiator put in and got all the air out of the system. But I got to fix the fan speed switch. I'm pretty sure that's the issue. Or maybe not the switch, but the fan speed resistor under the glove box or whatnot. So we'll probably have a video on that, on changing that, because obviously I don't want high heat all the time. While we're at it, we're probably going to change the cabin air filter. I bet that's never been changed. And obviously I gotta finish cleaning the inside and whatnot. Still got a bunch of stuff back here, and there's stuff everywhere. So there's still a lot to do. But that's it. I just wanted to make a vlog real quick about the 1 week of this thing being on the road. It's been, like I said, 1 week, and I love driving it. I just love being behind the wheel of it. Yet again, it's something that I've missed, and hopefully, you know, from here on out we can keep it running and keep it on the road. Other than these other little issues that have popped up, or that I've noticed within this week's time. She's doing good. I'm still very impressed with how this car is overall, just for it sitting so long. So that's it, guys. Like I said, this is a short one. It's getting real dark now. If you guys enjoyed this, if you guys are happy to finally see the tech on the road still, give it a thumbs up. My thumb's right here. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Also check out teespring.com/stores/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. And that's really all that I have for this evening. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.